Hello Mustangs, Mrs. Price here for another math lesson. We'll be working in Unit 7, Module 4, How many pennies in a jar? How many pennies in a jar? I want you to visualize 1 nickel and 2 pennies. How many cents is that? 1 nickel and 2 pennies. Whisper to your neighbor. Did you come up with 7 cents? Pat yourself on the back. Good job. How many pennies in the jar? I have a jar with pennies inside. I want you to estimate how many pennies are in my jar. How many pennies in the jar? Before we share our estimates and count the pennies in my jar, let's play a game of number riddles. Tad's here today and he's excited to join us. He's going to play number riddles with us, okay? Boys and girls, you remember Tad from Number Corner? Well, he hopped over when he heard we were playing a game. He missed seeing all of you, and he misses playing those games that we used to play. So he asked if he could play with us, and I said, sure, you can play. And so the first question I'm going to ask is, what number is 1 more than 37 and 1 less than 39? Turn and tell your partner what number you think is 1 more than 37 and 1 less than 39. Tad has told me his number. I told him my number. We both think it's 38. If you guessed 38, you are absolutely right. I'm going to let Froggy sit here on my shoulder and we can whisper to each other then. How many pennies are in the jar? What number is 10 more than 15 and 10 less than 35? Turn and tell your partner. "10 more than 15. I think it's 25. How many of you agree? Raise your hand. How many of you disagree? Raise your hand. Let's find out. 38 was from the last one. So now we have 38 and 25 circled. How many pennies are in the jar? What number is 30 plus 30? 30 plus 30. Turn and tell your partner. And what answer did you get? 60. That's what we got. How did you figure that out? You knew 3 plus 3 equals 6 and you just put the 0 on there? Good thinking. That's how I figured it out too. How many pennies are in the jar? What number is 7 tens and 6 ones? Turn and tell your partner. Yes. What do you believe the number to be? 76. Why do you think it's 76? Because 7 tens is 70 and 6 ones is 6, so that's 76. Good thinking. If you got it right, pat yourself on the back. How many pennies in the jar? What number is greater than 199 and less than 201? Those are big numbers. Yes? Tad and I are ready. Are you ready? Yes, what number do you think it is? You think it's 200? Why do you think it's 200? Because 200 is the only number greater than 199 on the board, and it's less than 201. I love your thinking. How many pennies in the jar? How many pennies do you estimate are in the jar? Well, let's look. How many pennies in the jar? We're going to count the pennies in the jar by making as many groups of 10 as we can. We know putting things in groups of 10 makes counting much easier. Let's count the groups that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 groups of 10. Is there another way we could group the pennies? I know. We could add a circle around 10 groups of 10, because that equals 100, and then we would have 2 groups of 10 left over. How many pennies do we have in all? Tad just told me he knows that 10 groups of 10 equals 100. So that's 100. And there's 2 groups of 10. So 2 groups of 10 is 20. So 100 plus 20 equals 120. We're going to watch a quick video.
Money all in my bank. Change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. All in my bank. The first coin we have's called a penny. So gather round here, let me give you the skinny. See, it's worth 1 cent, made of zinc and copper. 100 pennies spent, that'll give you $1. But hold up, I know what they thinking. Isn't that man President Abe Lincoln? And me and him are gon' keep singing all the way to the bank while our coins keep blinging. That's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. That's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. All in my bank. That's nickel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's shiny and it's silver on both its sides. Our third president, Thomas Jefferson, says hello. His house on the back, we call it the Monticello. A nickel is 5, the same as 5 pennies or half of a dime. Got my mind on this money and this money on my mind. All the way to the bank, we gon' have a good time. That's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. That's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. All in my bank. A dime is the coin that's the smallest, and it's worth, I don't know, what you would call it, 10. Yes, friend, again, if you spend a coin with Franklin, it's going to make 10. But what about a quarter? It's 25 cents. And who's on the front of it? George Washington, the first president, represents this amount of a quarter of a dollar. Anybody keep it count, that's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. That's change. What's your name? Tell me what you make. I got pennies, quarters, nickels and dimes. Money all in my bank. All in my bank. All in my bank. All in my bank.
Gosh, that was such a fun song. I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. It was recorded by Dwayne Reed, and it's called The Coin Song. What did we learn from that song? Well, 1 penny or 1 cent are the same thing. 100 pennies equals $1. We learned 5 pennies equals a nickel. A dime is the same as 10 cents or 10 pennies, and a quarter is 25 cents or 25 pennies. I hope you enjoyed the song as much as I did. How many pennies equal $1? Turn and tell your partner how many pennies you think are in a dollar. We think 100 pennies equals $1. If you said 100 pennies equals $1, pat yourself on the back. Yippee! Let's see how many of our pennies we can exchange for $1. So if we have 120 pennies, how many of those pennies can we exchange for dollar bills? Turn and tell your partner. What do you think, Ted? $100 pennies for $1. How many pennies would be left over? We had 120 pennies. How many would be left over? Turn and tell your partner. Tad and I think there are 20 pennies left over. And yay, we were right. If you were right too, this time lift your hands in the air and celebrate. Yay! Okay. So we have $1.20. We write that like this: $1, 1.20 with a dollar sign in the front. The decimal in between the 1 and 2 show the difference between the number of dollars and the number of cents. What is something you learned about counting money today? Share your idea with your partner. Today's been a fun day. We played games. We counted to 120, starting with any number less than 120, including 0 or 1. We read numerals to 120. We grouped and counted objects by tens. We determined the value of a collection of coins. We demonstrated an understanding that the digits in a 2-digit number represent amounts of tens and ones. We added a 1-digit number and a 2-digit number and multiples of 10. Well, that is our lesson for today. It's been so much fun. I do want to remind you that you need to go and check out Mrs. Tapia's writing lessons and Mrs. Estevez's reading lessons. They are a lot of fun. You're so lucky that you get to have 3 teachers teaching you. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye. Oh, Tad says goodbye too, and he's jumping in on my heart. See you later.